Turn out Larry, clear takeoff, flight left, next 329.
With a camera.
Well, somehow you've found us once again. It's Runway DFW. After dark. Put the kids to bed. Pull up a chair. Get comfortable, and we'll be here with you for the next couple hours with all the action from one of the world's busiest airports. Walt here with you on this Friday, September 1st. It's a new month. Friday, September 1st, 2023. Thanks so much for being with us. We welcome you wherever you may be around the world. And yeah, we're just going to have a nice, fun time here at Runway DFW. Look at that temperature. It's only 90 degrees. Get out the fur coats. Okay, so we're here. We're camped out at back at our normal place of Founders Plaza. A very nice spot provided to us by the airport, DFW Airport. And we're looking for American Flight 2213 right now. See if I can, well, it's escaping our view. There it is.
DFW down, American 1868 with you on the visual one right. 1868, Full land 1 right, American 1868.
Now, within the last 10 or 15, well, let me tell you what that one was, first of all. It's American Flight 2213 from Los Cabos in Mexico, an Airbus A321. There you see to the south of us at the UPS World Headquarters, not World Headquarters, the regional outpost of United Parcel Service, or what used to be called United Parcel Service. There's a 747 on the right, an MD-11 on the left. There's a couple other MDs there on the lot, so I don't think we see any action tonight, but who knows? We may get lucky. What are we looking for now out of the northern sky? Well, it's going to be American 1868 coming in from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, an Airbus A321. We will see it approximately in that location very shortly. Well, so far, we're not seeing it, are we? But I assure you, our camera is pointed in the exact right connection. This plane, according to Flight Radar 24, is about to cross over Highway 121 and 114, and there it is. We're going to have to take this off of autofocus. So be it. And there you see taking off there is American flight 3736. Headed to Rapid City. American Eagle. It was an Embraer 175. Okay, let's see what we got here. We were able to capture the departure of the British Airways A380 aircraft just before we went on the air. So I have a replay for it for you. And we'll cue that up when we get to a dull spot, so you'll get to see that big boy taking off, going back to London. I heard a Spirit Airlines A320. It's going off to Las Vegas. If we hang out long enough tonight, we'll see that Qatar aircraft headed back to Doha, as well as, I believe, at least one flight to Australia. Can't remember if we see two on Friday night. I think we see two. We see the Australia and the Melbourne flights. So that is always a treat. Alaska Airlines flight number 381 from Seattle. Well, let's see who we've got in the chat room here. Well, first let me look at see what we got going out here. Well, we got American Flight 13, a Dreamliner. And I'm hunting it with my camera right now.
Tower, good evening, Envoy 3625, downwind runway 18 right for a pretty short approach. Any chance for 15?
That's it. We have a viewer in person. Now I'm looking for a Dream. It's a 787 800, or dash 8, sorry. I'm seeing it on the radar. Oh, okay, I think what I'm looking for is over here. And it's going back to the hangar. Sorry for the confusion, folks. I'm kind of getting used to the scene here over at Founders Plaza. We were over on the south side for a couple of programs because of the wind conditions. And we welcome a new subscriber there. So we were at the other side of the airport, so I'm getting used to getting back here again. We are definitely not as close to the aircraft as we could be at our alternate location because we're just a few dozen feet away from the fence at that alternate location. It's a little different where we are tonight. You are looking at Frontier Flight 1503 headed to Denver. This is the America's Green Airline livery. A little hard to see in the murk that is the night of DFW. Has the moon come up yet? It should be a pretty full moon. We did get a very nice shot of the moon the other night, or the other morning, I should say. I think it was Wednesday morning. It wasn't a part of our live presentation, but it happened before we went on the air.
R9B5, Destination Mile 111, Sun Country 674.
What do we got over here? We got a Sun Country plane. Looks like it's first in line. I don't even see this on the radar. And I apologize for not having gotten to any of your chat messages yet. I haven't even glanced at the screen. I started to, and then something else started happening, so bear with me. I think you could see an Iberia tail down there at Terminal D. There's the Qatar Airways flight, which is parked where Terminal F will be someday. So we'll swing back around and take a look at this Frontier aircraft. America's Green Airline, going to Denver, flight 1503. Stephanie says the moonrise at 9:11 p.m. Well, you know, that might be something to look forward to. We might just see it over the horizon here in the eastern sky.
Hey, copy traffic, cleared land 111, 681. 18 left, line for the way to last 575.
I believe this is American Eagle coming in from Monterrey in Mexico. On an E-jet.
Clear takeoff, left 575.
So hello there, everybody. Here we are. Rob Blackman says, greetings, Walton DFW gang. Kevin Kelly says, Walt, you've got 2 UPS planes going out tonight, the 747-8 and the NNMD-11. So, hurrah. Dr. Mark in Texas says, Moonrise 8:32 p.m. in Dallas. Hello, Walt. Hello, Dr. Mark. So I'm going back in time here as far as messages go. I know a lot of you have sent things earlier, and I'm just kind of catching up here. Channel member Andrew Templeton says, got to meet up with you, Walt, to show you my visit aboard Air Force 2. Hopefully work will align with one of your stream days at some point. That sounds great.
625, clear, 25.
Airbus A321 coming in from Cancun, Mexico, Air American Flight 681. We have a Volaris plane. The one with the tail that's pixelated. It's an Airbus A321neo. It's going to Mexico City as it passes in front of the Dallas skyline and the east tower of DFW.
Heading 190, runway 3902.
Well, it looks like it's officially below 90 degrees here. And we've got a nice breeze coming in. It seems to be from the east.
3597, runway 3902. Roger, we'll cross 1 at right to park, 924, connect.
Zebby Holmes says, good evening, folks. And Michael there in Baston says, hi, guys. And I'll try to get to more of you in just a few here.
Absolute cross 1 and left, hold short 1 and right, envelope 255.
Okay.
Right now, departure 1 to 5.1 through Larry 391, right?
That there is American Flight 2697. It's going to Los Angeles. It's an Airbus A321.
Cross 1, right, the run, envelope 255. Runway 18 left, American Flight 2697.
Kevin Mottershaw says, good evening, Walt. Heading towards 3 a.m. here in the UK, so I may take you to bed and fall asleep with you.
American 777, visual 18 right.
You probably heard there, we've got American Flight 777 coming in from Las Vegas. I guess that's a lucky number. But it's not a 777, it's an Airbus A321. Don't get me started on that. The wind is kind of picking up. Kevin Kelly adds, Walt, you do have a China Air cargo coming in at 10:01, so pretty cool. O-Town Boy Yao says, don't think I've ever seen DFW at night. Way to go, Walt. Thank you, sir. Happy to oblige. We'll check in with this Flight 777. Doing a little adjusting on the camera. I think we've got a little better look at things now as far as the picture goes. It's a little brighter. There we go. Okay, we have Flight 1798 coming in from San Diego. It's another American Airlines flight. It's an Airbus A321. We shall shift around to take a look at that for you. I am your eyes and ears here at DFW Airport. Our friend and moderator Bill Platt says that's more like it. Now the exposure is ideal. Yeah, I thought I had it cranked up, but it didn't look right to me, so. Jeffrey Boo says much better. Glad to hear that. Channel member Larry Brown says, hi from 63 degrees Fahrenheit, Doylestown, Pennsylvania. That sounds really nice. All right, well, before we get too far along, let's take a look at this Airbus A380 that left us a little earlier in the program. So you can see the time on the clock is correct there. This is a replay. It was 91 degrees back then. And was going off to London. George Ragsdale says, good evening, Walt and mods. Zevi Holmes says, Asiana 747-400 coming in 15 or so minutes. Our friend Farida Bed says, Runway DFW, hello Walter, hope you are well. I'm doing great tonight. Our pal in New Zealand, Luke Mold, says, Walt, shout out to my family in California, Minnesota, New York. Love and miss you all. Hope to see you all soon. I feel like Casey Kasem doing dedications. You probably wouldn't know who Casey Kasem is there, Luke, but he's a well-known disc jockey here in the USA. He had a national program, American Top 40. So once again, that was, I think it was like 193. I'm trying to remember, but it's the only A380 we see here, and we got to see it go out a little earlier on the broadcast. So I'm glad we could share that with you. And I think that about does it for that picture. Okay. I hear something taking off. Let's see if we can bring that to you, shall we? I should tell you that that was taking off in front of us. Flight 1659 to Phoenix. I believe I saw I saw Turkish flight 192 7879, which is going to Istanbul. I see it on the radar down there at Terminal D. I see the Iberia tail. I believe that's an A330. But I don't think we see, the Turkish is kind of behind that building there on the left. That's Terminal D. So it's backing up. We'll see that soon. Meanwhile, I think we've got a United flight. Do we? I'm looking for it on your behalf.
Runway 20 left, United 2005.
That's it, United 2005. It's going to San Francisco, the city adjacent to the bay, in Airbus A319. A 19-year-old example of that baby bus. If you are just joining in on the fun, we are broadcasting live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas. Smack dab between Dallas and Fort Worth, as the name might imply. And we should be here with you for another couple of hours or so, depending on what's going on. This is supposed to be a pretty busy travel weekend. This is in the U.S. for our international viewers. In the U.S., this is our Labor Day weekend. Monday is Labor Day, and it's a holiday for most folks. Heck, even I have the day off. I come out here and do a show. See what the weather's like. And speaking of the weather has been just brutal. We've been having a pretty brutal summer here in North Texas. I can't remember. I don't know if we had any rain in the month of August. I believe we were barren. They do water the grass here, so you can kind of see the greenery in front of us, but most places are pretty parched. I drove past a couple of spots on along a road where we live in a rural part of Denton County, Texas, and there were several places that had been burned.
Departure in that 2005. Good night. DFW American 2466, visual 18 right.
So I believe that's an Ameriflight. It's a cargo plane. I don't have information at hand as to where that's coming from. Did it appear on my radar? Yes, it came in from Amarillo in Texas. That little plane did. I see a super chat from Jay Payne Spotter up there in the great Northwest. Good evening, Walt, and good evening to you, Jay. Thank you so much for that. Check out his channel on YouTube. He's always getting some cool stuff. They're at Payne Field, where Boeing spits out planes right and left. He gets the inaugural flights, or the flights when they're handed over to their new owners, when they make some new planes. It's pretty cool stuff. And Jay has become a member of our channel, so thank you, Jay. I think he had a membership and it expired or something, or maybe he's renewing it. I can't remember, but thank you, Jay. This, of course, is Friday night, and 1 week from tonight is the big soiree at the top of the H Hotel with Kevin and Rudy and Cranky Dork plane spotters, and it's going to be a great time, and I will be there and hope to see you there if you can make the scene. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There goes what looks to be a 7879 Dreamliner headed back to the hangar. American Flight 2466 from Omaha, Nebraska. A 737-800. Let me scan the skies, see if we got any of those big jets coming in. The feeling I missed a lot of messages as I was starting up. Farming with Millar says, ooh, UPS. Allison Ann says, I can't wait to see the three amigos together. Well, I guess she's referring to Kevin and Rudy and me, which is nice company to be in. I'm looking forward to seeing those guys in there. I've never been out to their, well, Kevin's been here twice. Rudy's been here once with Kevin. But I've never been to their environs. So I'm very much looking forward to getting the lay of the land over there at DFW, at LAX. And I will be doing some content. I don't know exactly what yet. My thought is if I can make it work on Thursday. Now, Kevin usually broadcasts on Thursday. He's not next week, or this week. And here comes the Turkish flight to Istanbul. Now, we may or may not get to see this go out here on the west side, because it often gets shuffled across the bridge to the east side. But my thought is, I think the parking garage, which if you watch, Kevin's not been there in a while, because he's got the H Hotel to broadcast from. But I think I may try to go up there to the parking garage on that Thursday. I'll be getting in on Thursday. So if I can make that work, I may swing that for a little while. I don't know how long I can broadcast without, I've got my array of batteries. I'm going to try to trim things down and make it so that I can, maybe broadcast for an hour, maybe two, just to say I did it, and not to interfere with any of Kevin's content, which he's got a busy week ahead. He's going to be broadcasting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday from the H Hotel for his for the party up there on the deck. Saturday from Cranky Dork Fest over there by the In-N-Out Burger, and then his regular big Sunday broadcast, which will probably start a little later than usual, but so I hope to be there for all of those activities. I'm also tentatively thinking about doing some live content on my way to the airplane early Thursday morning here at DFW Airport. I'm tentatively thinking of getting on a train. Dreaming in Ink is a new subscriber. Thank you, Dreaming in Ink. Of getting on a commuter train and just kind of documenting that way of getting to the airport. It'll be a train I've never been on before, too. I've been on the train from Dallas, but this would be a train that comes in from Fort Worth. As we see another little Amera flight. Is that an Amera flight? Yes. A Beech 1900C went through your picture there, coming in from Lubbock, Texas. Oh, look at that. There's Kevin from Airline Videos Live. You know that guy. So thank you, Kevin. Listen, Kevin, you got a busy week. I'm not here to burden you with anything next week. I'm here to help you, so just let me know what you need. So I'm saying that this is making the big turn over to the east side of the airport, so long, Turkish Dreamliner. We hardly knew ye. So there's that $10 super chat from our friend Kevin at Airline Videos Live. Thank you so much, Kevin. Gonna have a good time next week. Channel member Patrick Lloyd says, greetings, everyone. Charles A. Templeton says the Tex Rail is fun. Yes, that was the train I was referring to. I don't think I could remember the name of it. I've never been on it before. It's very similar. I think it's the same type of train that the Denton County Transportation Authority uses for its service. It's a diesel-powered train, not electric like the Dallas DART lines are. So we'll see if that can work. I've still got some testing to do, see if I can actually do that. Katie Goodling, a channel member, says, can't wait for Friday, working on special gifts for you all. Aw, that's so nice. Chuck Topo Chico Tolsma, our good friend and channel member, says good evening and hello to you, Chuck. Our next incoming flight is going to be Frontier Flight 2710 from San Francisco. Be here in about a minute. If you look real close, you'll see. What do you see? It's supposed to tell us what's on the tail. What's on the tail? Oh, Luna and Lily the Wolves. Luna and Lily the Wolves on this A321, which was just headed our way. Timmy Tushu said, OZ Gaming 9 sent me. OZ Gaming 9 was, I think, broadcasting here earlier. I don't know if he still is or not. I guess he's not. But he set up earlier than I was able to. So you got some extended coverage here at DFW Airport. Check out OZ Gaming 9 if you haven't already. He does streaming from here quite regular, and he's been quite a number of places too. He's been to LAX. Now, I've been to LAX before, but never to do plane spotting. Last time I was there was about 10 years ago. And it was just to catch a plane after the Mrs. Runway DFW and I made a trip down the PCH, the Pacific Coast Highway, and stopped off at Hearst Castle on the way, which is a fascinating place. You must see it if you have the opportunity. Channel member Chad Hart says, good evening, Walt. It's actually cooler here in Mesa, Arizona. Cooler than 89 degrees. John Littman says, Walt, have you tried Skylink there at DFW? Skylink is the interterminal transportation, which is behind the security. So if you're changing terminals, you can use the Skylink to go from one terminal to another. And it has been, the last time I was on an aircraft here at DFW Airport was in 2016. Last time I was on any aircraft. So I'm kind of looking forward to my exploits coming up on Thursday morning. So keep the alert bell out on this channel. I'm hoping to bring you some live content on the go. Channel member and friend of channel Raina Taylor says, I don't remember if Qantas is coming in today or tomorrow. I know it takes 2 days for it to arrive. It's a long flight. It's like a 15 or 16 hour flight. Not 2 days. But I think if you take off, you'll take off on one day and land on another, at least going in one direction. Some kind of bird there on the tail of that Frontier flight. That was coming in from San Diego with Betty the Bluebird. I don't know if I've seen Betty the Bluebird before. Doesn't ring a bell. Yeah, they closed the door on that 747 yet? It looks like they're still putting some cargo in there. Tim Gonzalez says, I never knew about the DFW American Airlines employee store in the C terminal, open to the public, and it will damage your wallet. Lots of cool stuff. You know, I just read about that in some local publication. I think it was, I can't remember which one, Culture Map? But somebody was writing about their hidden gems of DFW Airport, and that was one of them. I don't know, maybe if I have time I'll check it out, but it's, I think my flight is going out at Terminal D, which is lucky for me because Terminal D is the kind of like the Disneyland of terminals here at DFW Airport. It's got all the stores and all the shops, and It's the newest terminal. It's the international terminal, but you know, domestic flights leave from there as well. So I think that's where my flight to LAX will be going out on Thursday morning. Darshan Patel says, I see you from the ramp here. Hello. I'll wave at you, Darshan. Hello. Richard Carlisle says, great seeing the UPS planes. Yeah, it's you know, we're not as close to the action as we'd like to be a lot of the time, but it is so cool to be able to see those planes get loaded up right in front of us. Trogdor is a new subscriber. Hey, here comes a 747. Not there. Well, that's one there, but we're gonna swing here to see the Asiana cargo coming in from Chicago O'Hare. (747) 400 series. It is 18 years old, but we don't care. Just like to see those big old jets. So where is it? All right, we're about 30 seconds, 20 seconds away here. I know all you're seeing is trees and light poles right now, but pretty soon you'll see the four-engined glory of the Queen of the Skies right here on Runway DFW. A note there from Deborah Klein, who is celebrating 3 months of membership. Thank you, Deborah. And she says, Walt, give us your flight number so we can track you on Thursday. Have a great time in LA. All right, I shall give you my flight number. And the only reason I can remember it is because it is the year of my birth. So it's flight 1953. So if you want to track my flight, make it number 1 on Flight Radar. And there's the array of UPS planes. I suspect most of those will be parked for the weekend, as is often the case. A Turkish flight still, has it taken off yet? No, but there's a FedEx MD-11 which is about to take off. Now, I don't know how much of this we're going to be able to show you, but we're going to give it a try. It is rolling down the runway now over there on the east side. Again, this is on the east side, so it's not something that's going to be right in front of us, but we should be able to see it at least head off in that patented 45-degree angle of its. I think I see the tail there. So we welcome Bob Bailey as a new subscriber. Let's see if we can guess where this MD-11 is going to go. Oh, there it is. Now, we were a little off there. So it's far away, but there it is. You can kind of see that distinctive engine number 2 there in the back. And it is our hope to bring you another MD-11 before our broadcast concludes. I don't think we've shown you these other 2 yet, have we? So you see one in the picture there, and here are the other 2. And I think according to our inside sources, we should see one of those go out tonight. Allegiant Maniac, a channel member, says, "Hey Walt, can't wait to meet you next Friday." Yes, I am sure I will see many. Well, you may recognize me. I probably won't recognize you. I'll probably have something on that says Runway DFW, a piece of clothing or a hat or something. So feel free to come up to me and say hello. Love to meet you. I predict a lot of schmoozing to be going on next Friday night. A schmoozorama. Well, we have a Delta flight on final approach, Delta 1685 from Salt Lake City. It's going to be an Airbus A319 from the year 2000. And now we're going to switch over to our famous trees and light pole shot. Ah, yes. Now, we could park ourselves at another spot on here at Founders Plaza where we could get a better view of the planes as they come in, but then we can't bring you these nice close-up shots of the UPS facility. So, especially at nighttime, I kind of go for that because it gives us a little more variety. And these planes are coming in on a crosswind because this is a north-south runway. The planes are landing to the south and the wind is coming from the east. And the wind is picking up. The airport officially says the winds are at 9 miles an hour from the east-southeast. Our next incoming flight is from Gulfport, Mississippi. It's an Embraer 175 LR. American Eagle Flight 3548. So we'll see if the winds are having any impact on this smaller plane. Looked like it did a pretty good job there to me. There goes my mouth, ladies and gentlemen. I've been on the air for about an hour and my mouth is already going. American Flight 2747 from San Diego. And we thank Jay Payne Spotter for a gift of a membership. And Roger Scott takes advantage of that kind offer from Jay. Thank you, Jay. I do believe I saw a Qantas aircraft getting ready to take off. This is going to be Flight 22 to Melbourne. So it should be the first of two Dreamliners that we see, 787-9s. And I believe this is officially the longest journey you can make currently from DFW Airport aboard this plane. The Spirit of Australia. GE with a $2 super chat. Thank you, GE. Beautiful night stream. Hello from Ridgeway, Pennsylvania. GE, he brings good things to light. Kevin at Airline Videos says, who's a channel member, by the way, thank you for that, Kevin, says next Friday, one for the record books for sure. I think that should be wild. Are you ready for that, Kevin? I think you are. Kevin always has surprises, so it's going to be cool. Marco Hinton, a channel member, says, hello, Walt, does Silk Air Cargo fly their 747s to DFW? Well, there was an airline called Silkway, and I think I caught a glimpse of it once, and I didn't have the cameras set up to see it. It's a 747 from Azerbaijan, I believe, and it kind of makes a circuit around the world. And it's one that's still on my list. And the moon has arisen here. It's a little overexposed because we're trying to show you the planes. Let's see if I can dial this down a little bit. It's a little more like it. I see people mentioning the word James Webb in here. Oh, there's James Webb. Hello, James Webb. James Webb is our channel sponsor. So we will salute channel sponsor James Webb. Thank you for that, James. We also thank Airline Videos Live for supplying us with our battery power. Kevin, we are keeping those batteries charged up for your next visit to DFW. And also, of course, we salute, we tip our cap to the Runway DFW Moderation Federation, who they keep track of things here on the stream and make sure you have a nice visit. So thank you very much to all of our moderators. And no, we didn't lose track of the Qantas. Sitting right there amongst 3 or 4 American Airlines or American Eagle jets. And boy, that moon just disappeared in the clouds. We saw it a minute ago. Let's see if we can still There you can see it. It's gone behind clouds. So the passengers aboard this here plane, I'm sure, are anxious to begin their long, long journey across the Pacific. To the southern hemisphere, as you see flight 2346 on its way to Chicago O'Hare there, 737-800. Channel member Tom Marchant says, sad, I'll miss you passing through DFW next week. I pass through Monday and come back Friday. So this coming week or the week after that? On Monday, I may be doing a broadcast from here. I haven't figured it out yet, but it's Labor Day, and I don't have to work. And you can see a kind of size differential between a regional jet and a Dreamliner. Thank you for your subscription, Josh. Last I checked, we were approaching, what, 14,000 subscribers? No, we passed 13,000. Looks like this 7-4 is buttoned up, and it's our understanding that it'll be going out tonight, I suspect, to Louisville. Meanwhile, the moon has made a return appearance.
When I left, one is pretty good.
And I think we're getting ready for the Dreamliner back to Melbourne. Hello. We have a little plane spotter here with us. She's into pushing buttons. I don't know if we can see her there. Sorry, I can't hear you. There's a little girl about 3 years old, maybe 4, maybe 3, who seemed to be very keen to pushing all the candy-colored buttons on my switcher and my mixer. So that should be the first of 2, count them 2, Qantas planes we see this evening. And I think this is getting ready for pushing back here. Can't really tell. Stephen Remy says that Qantas plane was heavy, which I don't doubt. I couldn't look over at the screen to tell you what that was because that little girl had come back. That was American Flight 2012 coming in from Los Angeles, an Airbus A321. Mary Extraordinaire says, you know, Walt, DFW becomes a different being at night. Kind of does. Yes, indeedy.
Crossing 18 left at Whiskey Kilo, 0.85 on Bowie, 3336. 24 takes 3 left, crossing 18 left at Whiskey Lima, then taxi across Alpha, going to ground 165 at the bridge. 28 left at Whiskey Lima, Golf, and Fox to Alpha. Point to Castle, not breaking 20.
Here's a look at the moon up in the sky with some of the folks here hanging out on a Friday night at DFW Airport. And went right through the plane, went right through the moon, didn't it? There's American 1564 coming in from San Antonio, Texas. And there's a 777 there, all lit up with no place to go. Well, it's going to the hangar. But it sure got all its lights on inside. It's a big soiree here tonight. Great place to bring the kids. They like to hang out and watch things. That was American Eagle 3763 from Midland, Texas. Hey, we've got this 747 lit up now on the radar. Its marker lights are flashing. John Green says, hello, hi, hola, from Canada, our neighbors to the north. And the Queen of the Skies is on the move. Michael says, good day, mate. How often do you have a crowd around you while streaming? Well, usually, there's always people here at Founders Plaza. Well, generally speaking. Well, yeah, even when I come here at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning, there's people here. And when I leave here tonight, around midnight or so, there'll be people here as well.
Crossing 18 right, Charlie Saran, local 659. On after B Park 18 left, third pickup, America 303. Okay, 3190 DFW Jackery, traffic across downfield, we're on 18 left, line up.
20 left, line up again, so 3190.
United 1235,
And if you look real close, you can see our cockpit crew in there. kind of backlit from our perspective. And you know, again, I have to tell you, these cameras are just incredible. I'm looking at the plane here with my eyes, and I can see the kind of the hazy silhouette of it, but I cannot see any words on the side of the plane, you know, where it says worldwide service. Can't read that with my eyes. The camera is picking that out of the inky darkness. So thank you, Sony. Thank you, James Webb, for your gift of that camera to us. Craig Russell says live airport streams are perfect for relaxing. TGW International says in 28 minutes a China Airlines will be coming to DFW. We should be here for that. Patrick Lloyd, channel member, says no crickets this time, LOL. We have a cricket in a room at work that chirps loudly. Well, in our last couple of broadcasts from when we were at the side of the road down there on the southern portion of the airport, when we had reverse operations, we did have some loud cricketeering going on there. So I see the workers there, the ground crew detaching the tug, making sure everything's A-OK for the flight to Louisville. It's a 747-8. This is just a 4-year-old aircraft. Julian Amador says, beautiful night for plane spotting. Hola from Mexico. Hola to you, Julian. I can tell you, usually the 7-4s are under their own power at this point, but it looks like it's being tugged out to the taxiway. There's the West Tower in the background.
3329. Alright, we're continuing to Whiskey Golf, short of 111 on 3329. Go ahead.
Give it a little more headroom there so it gets out of the way of the logo.
Alright, Whiskey Golf now for the West South American Cheapers. 1898 or 18 right, we are crossing the
Asim Yusuf says it was hazy at DFW Airport earlier today. I couldn't see the planes taking off from either 17 center or 18 left today. There was smoke somewhere in Irving today, unknown source. Irving is a city just adjacent to the airport. And we say thank you to Sergio Fernandez Oro for a new subscription. Thank you. LES says, greetings and well wishes to Walt and the rest of you, and I hope everyone traveling has a nice trip. We wish that for all as well. Channel member, oh, that's a message I didn't mean to pop up there, but it's there anyway. Tom Marchant, a channel member, says going to get some shut-eye early morning tomorrow. Hope you get to catch my flights Monday morning. Nevertheless, thank you for being here. We all appreciate it. Thank you, Tom. Keith Wheeler says, Walt, thanks for the night show. Been a while since I tuned in. Looks like you have upgraded your camera equipment. Nice job. Thank you. Well, we have to thank our channel sponsor, James Webb, for providing us with that capability. We thank James very much. Monetarily deficient is a new subscriber. I think a lot of us can relate to that. Trying to make sure I'm not missing anything here.
Take off from 18 left, starting on flight 3320. 18 left, line up and wait, American 1383.
Thank you for turning on your headlights. Thank you to our new subscribers. New subscribers, I think you'll like what you see here. And if you do, tell your plane spotting pals.
Departure, good one, 3329.
Now again, this plane is going to Louisville. I say there's probably a 50-50 chance it will take off from 18 left here on our side of the airport. And, well, and on the other hand, it could go over to the east side for takeoff. I hear a little puddle jumper. And we say hello to Mitch M., a new subscriber. David Rutherford, channel member, noting that the UPS 747 freighter hazard beacons are out of sequence. So take that. As you see behind it there, American Flight 341 departing for Santa Ana on the 737-800. And let's see. Lorena Amador is a new subscriber. Thank you, Lorena. Got a pretty good crowd watching here on this Friday night. Thank you to all of you for tuning in wherever you may be. Happy to have you with us. From DFW International Airport, one of the world's busiest. There it is with the moon in the sky. Dennis BSO, a new subscriber. And off to Louisville goes this Queen of the Skies. That plane must have had a lot of packages. It was used up a lot of the runway. Basim Yusuf says, I wish British Airways continued their 747 operations with the 747-8s. Sad to see their 747s retired. I think we can all agree on that. And I would like to acknowledge a $50 super chat from Pete Nordine. Great stream, Walt. Have an awesome weekend. I shall do that. Thank you, Pete. Very nice contribution to our efforts. Much appreciated. We have another American Airlines aircraft roaring off. That was American 1644, an Airbus A321, going to Los Angeles. Don't you know?
American 945, we're gonna pass for stand up, so we're gonna have to hold position.
And I think you may have heard American Flight 945 had a passenger stand up and has to hold in position. Now that's a 787-8. I think that's it. They're behind the plane that's taking off. So somebody broke the rules. And now they've got everybody pays for that. That's Flight 945 is going to Santiago de Chile, headed to the southern hemisphere. So it's going to be eclipsed by another plane while they get things sorted. I believe that's American Flight 1012 pulling up in front. It's an Airbus A319 going to Monterrey, Mexico.
Going over to the Charlie gate. 2514, that's the echo and off the whole short American 2414.
Raina Taylor, our channel member and equestrian champion, says as the Yam Dreaming livery arrived at DFW, she's referring to the Qantas special livery. I'm trying to find it on Flight Radar 24, not popping up on the radar. Well, if it is here, it will be, there's one Qantas flight on the ground, I believe, and that is the one that's going back to Sydney later this evening, right? About an hour from now, I think. And I don't know what livery that has. We've seen that a couple times recently, that Yam Dreaming livery. So the flight to Santiago is finally off. It's a 7878 Dreamliner. And it's headed south to South America.
sir. Airfield at 945. Good night.
Well, let us pause for the cause here.
Echo Alpha, short at 18, left Delta, 60.
If I can find our music, there we go. Well, you are watching Runway DFW After Dark right up at 10 o'clock Central Time in the USA. My name is Walt, and we've got another hour, maybe two, of aircraft activity for you from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, one of the world's busiest airports. And in fact, we're going to cut that out because we've got a 747 coming in. So welcome to China Airlines Cargo coming in from Anchorage, Alaska. And I'm sorry I didn't have a chance to cut off the music there, but as Ted Bradford Jr. joins us at an opportune moment. Thank you, Ted. So, I don't know, this is like 747 heaven because we've seen one go out, we've seen this one come in, and there is another 747, a Cathay Pacific cargo, which is going to Anchorage, which is just lit up on the radar. So, how lucky are we? And yes, I know there are airports who see 747s all the time, but we're usually lucky if we get one or two on a broadcast. Sometimes we don't get any. And they're, you know, because of where we are, they're always cargo planes. We do not see any passenger 747s on, except for the rare occasion when one gets diverted here. So yeah, that plane we just saw is a 21-year-old 747-400 model coming in from Anchorage and going to Anchorage. Will be a 747-800 series Cathay Pacific, and that'll be an 11-year-old aircraft. So fun times for all of us. Lucky us. I'm going to keep the camera pointed in this direction because that is where we should be seeing the Cathay aircraft. Josh says, I'm in South Dakota and already preparing for winter. Yeah, I can't relate to that, especially not here in Texas, but good luck with all that. Our friend and channel member Vince Las Vegas says, good evening to you, Walt Mods, and all lovely After Dark views and cheers. Thank you so much, Vince Las Vegas. Yes, we're here from our perch at in the friendly confines of DFW Founders Plaza, overlooking runways 18 right and 18 left. We're waiting on a Dreamliner. Do I see that? Do I see some marker lights on that MD-11? I think I do. So we've got that to look forward to. And we have this American Flight 2262, 737-800 going to Silao in Mexico. It's a good night to be here. N501 US, new subscriber. That sounds like the tail number of a plane. I saw in the going through there the Iberia plane going back to Madrid. As we mentioned on an earlier broadcast, American Airlines has announced that it will soon, well, I think it's going to be next year, be flying from here, opening up a new route to Barcelona, or as they say in Barcelona, Barcelona in Spain. Check out that Iberia plane momentarily, or briefly, because it is headed over the bridge to the east side of the airport. It's an Airbus A330-300. So adios to you, Iberia 6148. So it does kind of look like there's some activity going on over at the nose of that plane. It's on the move.
Ground pointed for American 1720, have a good night.
Yeah, that there's a 31-year-old aircraft. Beep, 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 says channel member and friend of the channel, Michelle RS.
American 1996, contact close to you.
BK says, beautiful stream. Thank you, BK. I see you've got a 747 there on your, as your icon. Robert Dixon says, good evening, Walt. Pleasure to have you here with us. John Irby, channel member, says FedEx just retired another MD-11, leaving them with 44 in their fleet, and that's rapidly decreasing. So if you wonder why we might ignore other planes while you know, we're keeping an eye on these old birds, that's why really we're not going to see these for very much longer. And I just kind of want to do my part to help document the some of these final flights. You see the grass is kind of lit up by some people who've got their no, I thought it was headlights. I guess it's just the lights from the plaza here. John Irby says UPS has retired 5 MD-11s so far this year and have 2 more parked. They now have 35 in the active fleet. We had a chance, it was last year at Austin Bergstrom International Airport. We got to see one of the last FedEx MD-10s or DC-10s versions landing there. And they're kind of indistinguishable for these, except that those aircraft had no, the MD-10 version had no winglets on the wings. We might be able to see it in the background at some point. I think you can see the tail of it there. If you look real closely to the right side of the fuselage, there is the Cathay Pacific 747 is kind of creeping up behind this plane. We'll see it in a minute or two. It's going to Anchorage, so we should see it take off from this side of the airport. As the wind kind of picks up again. We got flashed. It's coming right at us. Trying to dial up that picture for you there.
R9 spare off runway 18 left, clear for takeoff, UPS 765 heavy.
So it looks like a turn and burn for this one. On its way to Louisville. There's that Cathay Pacific. Once again, this flight's going to Anchorage.
Switch to Park UPS 765 Heavy. Good night.
Runway 18 left, Cathay 3489.
I'll make that big turn. Point its nose toward the south. Of course, I'll have to make another big turn once it gets in the sky because it's going to Anchorage, Alaska.
RNAV Park 18 left, could take course Cathay 3489.
Right. You know, all this cargo kind of makes you forget about American Airlines for a few minutes, doesn't it? And that one used up a pretty darn good chunk of the runway.
Cathay 3489, contact report, please. Spot Cathay 3489, done.
What could we be sending it from Dallas Fort Worth? What is in there? Don't know. We had a 747 pilot here a few weeks ago. He, as I recall, was flying 757s and 767s for UPS. And so I asked him, "Do you know what's in those containers that they're loading up in your plane?" And he said, "No, I don't know." So I thought maybe they would, give him a heads up of what might be in there, but I don't think so.
Takeoff 18 left, Alaska 381.
1871, you east to west.
We're around the east side. 3 rollout.
Oh yeah,
Red Eye says, "Hi folks, oh my, I have good timing. What a beauty, 747.
yeah, we're all good.
Yeah, we've been lousy with 747s tonight.
No, you're not. You're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go, sir.
But how about an Alaska Airlines was going to tell you what we got here. So 7379 series. Going to Seattle. We'll whip around here, bring you the arrival of this plane from Las Vegas. American 1871. So I think we're done with UPS for the night. We may be done with all the cargo, I'm not sure. Fatima Shamim says, how's the ATC so loud? Is that from the speakers at Founders Plaza? Well, we have an air traffic control radio plugged directly into our system, but there is also a public address system here, which has which is broadcasting the same thing most of the time. So we do get kind of that echo effect. Trying to get you a moon shot here. Now that it's up in the sky. We don't have a full moon anymore. But it's a handsome moon, nevertheless. We say goodnight to John Irby. Bedtime. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you, John Irby, for being a member of Runway DFW. Another member, Chad Hart, says, when my dad worked for America West Airlines, we used to fly to Hawaii on the 747-200. They bought those planes from KLM. Good times. Well, you can see craters and everything if you squint. And you're listening to American Flight 2628 departing for Omaha, Nebraska. And that may be the last plane we see for a little bit here. There's nothing lining up to take off. There is nothing coming in on the radar. Oh my. Lots of people commenting on the moon. And Mary Extraordinaire letting us know that that is a, what is it, a gibbous moon.
Have a good night, American 2628.
Now Jimmy Churi with a question who it says, how do you identify those planes so easily? Experience? I'd love to say that, but no, we have an app, and you can get it for your phone. It's free. They have a free version of it if you want to try it out. It's called Flight Radar 24, and that's what we see on our. This is on a computer, but I see it on the phone screen here, and can zoom in just a little bit here. You can see the airport, and it shows all the planes, and it shows all the planes that are currently active. It shows what the flight number is, what the airline is, what the airport they're going to is or coming from is, and what type of aircraft it is. And that's how we do it here at Runway DFW. And for most of the plane spotters, they either use this app or something similar to it. And so you get used to kind of looking over. My phone is, well, let me see, I think I can show you here. I can show you how we've got it set up. Since we have a few moments to spare, let me get this. Okay, so let me think. Do this and do this and do this and go back here. So there's my hat. So here's our setup. Here's our primary camera. Here's our monitor, and here's our phone, or my phone, which has the app going, which lets us know where all the airplanes are. So, and I guess it's a little overexposed, so you can't really see, but that's how we do it. There's no magic, and I'm not there's certain airplanes you can identify by sight after a while, but it helps to have the knowledge. You certainly don't know where they're coming from or going to, so that's how we do it here at Runway DFW. Hello there. Behind the scenes. Secrets of plane spotting. But it's not a secret, really. But yeah, if you're interested in it, it's kind of fun to follow along when I watch other channels like Kevin and Rudy over at Airline Videos. I usually have my flight radar going pointed to LAX. And that way I can kind of keep track of what they're looking at. All right, let's see what we got here. We've got a couple of planes look like they're approaching the bar. A flight to McAllen, Texas, a flight to Kansas City. They're now winding their way towards the top end of runway 18 left for takeoff. But yes, it's quiet here now at Runway DFW after dark. Well, there's one of those planes we were talking about. With Terminal B in the background. Terminal B primarily handles American Eagle flights. Not exclusively, but primarily. Jimmy Churi says, awesome setup. Your video looks so good. Thank you, Jimmy. I was looking at our stats a moment ago, and I saw 4 thumbs down on this broadcast, which is, it's pretty unusual for us to get. You know, we usually get 1 or 2, but not usually 4. But that could have something to do with the fact that we've had a lot of viewers tonight. And we have Ed Kissam, who's a new subscriber. Thank you, Ed. So this is 737-800 going to McAllen, Texas. It's in the southern part of the state. And then behind it will be the Airbus A321 going to Kansas City. Both American Airlines. There it is.
Ready to go. 17, DFW
Thank you, Emery. You're just for a $2 super chat. I'll give you some extra thank you there. Hey, Walt, hope you're doing well. I'm doing quite well. We're having a good night. It's not too hot. Our equipment is definitely not overheating. I'm not overheating. We've seen some good planes tonight. Life is good.
Left, line up and wait, American 1938.
American 1938 is the plane that's going to Kansas City. That's right behind this one. Well, not right behind it. Daniel Mend is a new subscriber. Thank you, Daniel.
Arnav V-Far, 18 left, clear for takeoff, American 1930.
317, contact activity.
Alright, see you, 317.
In flight 1938, the one to Kansas City is headed out.
Runway 18 left on board 3438.
A lot of you always ask about those radio towers there, those transmitting towers. Those are at a place called Cedar Hill, which is to the south and east of here. They're about 25 miles from the airport. They look like they're right. You could reach out and touch them, but they're 25 miles away, or 22, something like that. Our friend Johnny Dodge says, "Hi, Walt. Just got back to headquarters and want to say howdy. Hello to you, Johnny. Always good to see you." Suze S7 says, "Tonight's DFW plane spotting has been excellent. Thank you." There goes a plane. It's a Embraer 175. It appears to be going to Springfield. Our night lens doesn't zoom in as closely as our daytime camera can, so we need bigger planes. These E-jets just aren't cutting it. All right, I see nothing coming in. Over here on this side, way over on the east side, there's a United Express plane coming in from Houston, an Embraer 175, operated by Mesa Airlines. I would try to show that to you, but I just don't think we could even see it. Well, we could see it, but it would just kind of be a dot. We can show you American Flight 1406. An Airbus A319 going to San Antonio, Texas. It's a 9-year-old baby bus. Mark Perry, channel member, says, hey Walt, nice setup. I remember for a multi-camera remote you had to have several trucks, each containing cables and such. Yes, I have been in broadcasting, TV news broadcasting since 1975, and I remember those days. You needed to do something like this. You would either need a big truck with a mast pointed at the TV station or its transmitting tower. There's that United jet in the background. And you need an engineer, and you'd need thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and that's just for one camera. Then, you know, multi-camera remotes, there's lots of people involved. And we've got, we're looking at 2 cameras primarily tonight, but we do have a 3rd camera which we point to occasionally, sitting on top of the car. And actually, it's not even a camera. It's an old cell phone which we've repurposed. So yeah, things have changed quite a bit. I was in TV news at the dawn of what they call ENG, electronic news gathering, and I actually shot film for a year or 2 as we switched over. I not only shot film, but I processed the film and edited the film, which was quite another kettle of fish.
On that B Park, 18 left takeoff, American 25, 28.
So I've seen a lot of changes in news gathering and TV broadcasting from the days of black and white TV to the color revolution, to the switch over from film to videotape, from videotape to hard drives and solid state devices, and of course from standard definition to high definition TV. Quite a lot has changed. We have Hotel Pilot as a new subscriber. Thank you, Hotel Pilot. Well, I've got another couple of E-jets lining up here, first of which is Flight 3412 to Brownsville, Texas. And then the one right behind it is headed to College Station, Texas.
25, 28, nice weekend.
Line up the way, 18 left, convoy 34, 31.
So these little E-jets, not very big, they don't fill up our screen, but that's what's happening here at the big airport right now. Strike. I hope I pronounced that right. Really enjoy the channel, Walt. Beautiful evening. Thank you for your $5 super chat.
RNAV low runway left clear take up, RNAV 3431. One left, line from weight on point 35, 89.
We should be seeing pretty shortly the Qantas flight going back to Sydney, if it's running tonight. I think it did. We were here last Friday night, and I seem to remember it being here, so unless they've changed their schedule or had some kind of anomaly, we should be seeing that within the next, I would say 30 minutes. And that'll be a Dreamliner. Special livery there I saw. Somebody screaming. I'm gonna go back here. See what I'm seeing there in the middle? Oh no, I think it's an American. I think it's an optical. I'm having an optical delusion, everybody. I thought I was seeing a plane with a horizontal stripe going through it. Oh, I see Qantas Flight 8 now lit up on the radar, so we should see that very shortly. I don't know the way things are going. Oh no, you know, we have DHL Flight 102 going to Cincinnati. That's a 767. It's a cargo flight, of course. It has lit up here on the west side. And we may or may not see it take off from over here. Sometimes it goes over to the east side for dispatch to Cincinnati. Caught the tail end of that E-jet going off to Laredo, Texas. There's another E-jet, Flight 3693 American Eagle, going to Bentonville, Arkansas, home of Walmart. Some tyke is having some kind of meltdown behind me. We interrupt this E-jet for a Qantas Spirit of Australia, and yes, this is the Yam Dreaming livery. Like the third time we've seen this in recent weeks. And again, because it's nighttime, we don't get a great look at it, but it's a very interesting livery. I think with an Aboriginal design, if I remember correctly. Robert Broom says, hello, Walt and chat. And our channel member and moderator Beve confirms that Qantas Flight 8 is on the move. And once again, it is a Dash 9 Dreamliner. This particular example is 5 years old.
RNAV low on 18 left, clear for takeoff on boy 4065.
And again, we won't get a really great look at the livery, but because of the backlighting, but Qantas does light up its planes pretty well compared to some, so once it's poised for takeoff, we should get at least you can get kind of a sample of what you're in for. And Raina Taylor says, that's the plane I was talking about. Yes. Steven Solito says, Walt, you have a good evening and a good weekend as well. It's good to see all the airplanes at DFW. Thank you so much. Josh says, my favorite airliner is the Boeing 757. And yeah, that's on my list of the top, probably in the top 5 somewhere. Regrettably, we don't see any 757 passenger planes here except for diversions and charters. Because while both United and Delta still fly those planes, they don't send any of them to DFW Airport on their current schedules. Now we do get cargo 757s and 767s here, but no passenger planes that are regularly scheduled. And we also will see a passenger plane occasionally that is chartered for like a sports charter.
Left, line up and wait on boy 3529.
And speaking of 767s, here comes the Polar Air Cargo that we talked about a little bit ago. Excuse me?
You guys shoot?
Yes, we're live on YouTube right now. There's our channel.
3466, side set to the right for polling. 3466, we're taking the right side set now.
It's hard to see without a camera that sees in the dark.
3534, we're waiting for 2 ports on the east side of this zone.
Yeah?
Oh, my voice is coming?
Yes. That's okay. Here comes the Qantas plane. It's right over there on that sign. About 2 or 3 times a week. We got a pretty good look at the livery there. As I said, Qantas kind of lights up its planes pretty well. Maya Davis says, I have no idea how my interior design and true crimes YouTube algorithm led me to this channel, but this is my new favorite stream by far. Well, thank you, Maya. Yes, this has we have nothing to do with interior design. You would not want to see the interior design of my office, that's for sure. Or you probably might have some suggestions. Hey, you know what? Speaking of jumbo jets, I see lighting up now. Remember that Asiana cargo we saw come in earlier? Well, it's going off to Seattle. At least it's lit up on the radar. So we may have one more Queen of the Skies before we get to say goodnight to you guys. Red Eye said, there's a nice look as an E-jet gets in the way there. Jack Will says this is my favorite stream than every stream. Well, that's very nice of you to say. There's a lot of streams out there, as anybody who knows the has been around YouTube. So, you know, I feel very lucky that you have found us. Fred Penning says, good day from Australia. So there you go, Fred. Happy to have you with us on this. What is it where you are? It would be Saturday afternoon, I guess? Saturday evening?
Line up and wait 18 left, onboard 3534.
Up departure 3466 here.
Tower American 2820, visual 1 right.
Next 632 tower, you up there?
Yeah, we're on.
633, runway 18 right, come on.
18 right, clear land American 633.
2027, 2, runway right, come on.
Clear line number 2, American 2820.
Good to see you, sir. I subscribed you.
Oh, thank you. We have a new subscriber. Have a little aviation ballet going on there with an E-Jet and a Dreamliner. They're not really that close together. It just looks that way because of the effect of this telescopic lens that we have here. Stephen Reamy is a favor of the Yam livery, which is kind of blocked by another E-Jet, but it's getting out of the way. Adam Serena informs us that this Qantas livery comprises of more than 1,000 dots, all hand-painted on the original design. A little hard to pick out there with the glow of the headlights there. Pete, NYC. Camera's looking good for night spotting, Walt. Thank you.
Line up on white 18 left on Yankee Polar 102 heavy. Departure on 3537.
Fred Penning says that's a great livery, Qantas. I have landed at Dallas a few times over the years. Well, that is a long flight, Fred.
Line up on white 18 left, corner 9 heavy. Departure 3534, see you.
A flight coming in there. Okay, I think it's about ready for the turn of this plane to begin that long, long journey. The second longest from DFW Airport. The first is to Melbourne, and we saw that plane take off earlier this evening.
For west side, straight across 122.
Short runway 18 left,
Hold short 18 left with kilo 963.
8 heavy, turn right heavy 190, on the right, left, circle.
Broadstand heading 190, clear to take off 18 left. Qantas 8 heavy.
That'll probably be our best look at the livery here.
18 left, now line up and away, American 1205.
Departure Polar 102, have a good day. Aircraft 20 left, Whiskey Kilo, Happy 9, American 643.
please.
Parking center.
Off it goes. Jack Buell wants to know, what's a Boeing 717? That's a rarely seen aircraft. But in this country, Delta, I believe, still flies them. They used to fly them to Love Field in Dallas from Atlanta.
18 left, left attack for American 1205.
And I don't know, I think they replaced those with A319s.
18 left, line point, sky 3171.
But I believe someone caught, I saw on Facebook, somebody caught a, it was an A319, I'm sorry, is it a 717? Yeah, 717 landed here. It was a Delta 717. Apparently either replacing another aircraft or something, but it was a rare sight to catch at DFW Airport. 717 is a 2-engine jet. You may know it better because it's in the configuration of as a DC-9 or an MD, what was it? An MD-80. Has 2 engines in the back, next adjacent to the tail.
18 left, line up and wait, envoy 3823.
So there you saw the departure of American Flight 1205 going to Austin, Texas. 737-800. And if we look over here, could we get lucky and see our next 747 of the evening? This is going to be Asiana Cargo Flight 242, 747-400 series, an 18-year-old plane. We saw it come in earlier this evening.
Runway 18 left, clear takeoff 3, envoy 3823.
And we're not seeing it quite yet. It's making its way out of the cargo area.
18 left, 1 Boeing, American 2346.
So stand by for that. Rainy Taylor says, okay, everyone, I need to get back to playing my horse game. Have a great evening, everyone, and a very nice weekend. Thanks for streaming today, Walt. Definitely be tracking the Qantas flight. Raina, always good to have you with us. And good luck on your next equestrian event. She is a true champion. There's a Frontier tail.
18 left, line up and wait, American 1023.
Did we see this one come in earlier? I think we might have. Betty the Bluebird, yes.
3823, departure, good night.
We now are in a rush. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got about, I don't know, a dozen planes ready to take off here.
RNAV Lauren, 18 clear, take American 1024. 18 left, line up and wait, envoy 3932.
And Rob Skirmy says Asiana is rolling. I don't think it's in our, yeah, it is in our viewfinder here. We're about to show it to you. Take one. It's kind of playing peekaboo with us at the moment. So we have been very lucky in the quad jet department this evening.
Arno B Park, 18 left, clear for takeoff on board 3932.
Madison Wade, 18 left, American 785.
Fly Guy I-Fi says that's quite the late night rush on the west side. If we look at flight radar, you can see it there. We zoom in over here. Those are all the planes that are lined up right now to take off. Pretty much all of them are American Airlines and American Eagle, except for that one Frontier flight.
Takeoff, American 785. 344 deep to Tower, runway 18 left on board, traffic will quickly exit on coast. Line of 20, after American 340. 3932, contact 12. Roger, have a good one on board 3932.
Josh wants to know if there's any more A340s still flying around. There are. We used to get Lufthansa A340s in from Frankfurt on a multiple week basis, and they switched that out for Lufthansa switched that route out for Dreamliners. So if you are so inclined, you can look back at our Runway DFW videos page, and you can see the last time we saw that aircraft here at the big airport. And you know, who knows if we'll ever see it again. Aside from the A380, which we do get a daily flight from London on British Airways, the A340 was one of the only two four-engined passenger planes that remained at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. So now we're just down to the A380 as far as quad-jet passenger planes. Hello to you, Rip J, a new subscriber, thank you. Our subscriber list is growing by leaps and bounds. It's free to subscribe. So if you have an interest in aircraft, DFW Airport, airlines, stuff like that, I hope you'll consider subscribing to our channel. So we'll see what this big jet does. If it's not too full, you could just make a right turn here on 18 right once it gets clearance and take off from that point. However, because there are so many passenger planes in the waiting for departure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, still about a dozen waiting for departure. This may have to sit here for a while. Josh said, I was just looking through the flight board for Sioux Falls, and it seems that we lost our 2 daily Sioux Falls to DFW flights. And I haven't been paying attention to that. I guess that's possible. And of course, what you're looking at there is Qatar Flight 732. It's one of 2 daily flights that Qatar operates between here and Doha. That is a 777. Sometimes it takes off from the west side, sometimes it takes off from the east side. So we've got that, got a 777 and a 747 there waiting it out.
Right, heading 190, 180, okay, come 3144.
1 left, line of way, Scout 3103.
Jack Will asks, when is, I think he meant International Delta going to come? I'm not sure if Delta, look at that small, that little regional jet between these gigantic behemoth planes. I'm not sure Delta operates anything internationally from Dallas, Fort Worth currently. Now, Delta used to have a hub here back in the, I want to say, 80s? I think they had a whole terminal, in fact. You know, we've got seven terminals, A, B, C, D, E. We've got 5 terminals. And I think Delta had one of them for a while until they retrenched.
That was 3278, we're holding short. 1 left on the way, American 57.
Should let you know that you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. We just like to remind you of that every now and again. That's probably the last time we'll do it. It's Walt here at DFW International Airport, coming to you from the friendly confines of Founders Plaza on this Friday, September 1st, 2023, for a limited time only because, well, in about 47 minutes, it'll be September 2nd here. But heck, where you are, it may already be September 2nd, so we're happy to have you with us. And we'll be signing off within the hour, I think, but we'll be back soon here on Runway DFW After Dark. Ed Kissa wants to know, how long have you been streaming here on YouTube? We started live streaming back in, I want to say October of 21, so we'll be celebrating 2 years online. Now, if you go back and look at our early stuff, you know, we've learned a lot since then, I gotta say. It's hard for me to watch, let's put it that way, but we are your channel for more cameras. Looks like this one's going to get the green light for taking off from the short T. Again, this is going to Anchorage. Yes. That Qatar plane we saw is going over to the east side for takeoff,
1679, contact Fox 80.
along with American Flight 78, another 777, which is going to London Heathrow. Couple of new subscribers there. Welcome on in. So off to Alaska goes this Queen of the Skies after a relatively brief visit here. Pretty quick turnaround. Channel member Jose Aguilar says, good evening, Walt. Great live streaming tonight. Thank you, Jose. Dave Mueller says Delta left the DFW hub after their merger with Western was completed and moved the hub to Salt Lake City in the mid-'80s. So there you go.
Roger. And just want to clarify, you mean Whiskey Golf Permit 2050?
Just take off 18 left, Lauren, Envoy 3040.
Runway 18 left, American 25.
American Flight 3480, I should correct myself there, it's American Eagle Flight 3480, and Embraer 175 on its way to, where is it going to? San Angelo, Texas. I had to look up that code, SJT. For some reason, it wasn't ringing a bell.
Sir, we're going to have to always head back.
An American Flight to Albuquerque. There you see it. It's a 737-800. You may have noticed we haven't had any flights coming in, at least unless I've overlooked something. At least not here on the west side of the airport. But we're about to have one. And it's going to be a banana bird. That was Spirit Flight 1200 from Los Angeles, California. Still several planes ready to take off. This is American Flight 662
Runway 18 left, sky with 13.
in Airbus A321
Good night, thank you.
on its way to the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado.
RNAV Lauren, clear for takeoff, runway 18 left, sky west 3278.
American 2568, runway 18 left, line wait. Line up 181 to the left, American 2568. American 662,
Angela Smith, a friend of the channel and a member, says the DHL Flight 102 is diverting back to DFW. Well, well, well. Now, we didn't see that take off. We saw that taxiing. I think it took off from the east side. It was going to Cincinnati. Let's see if I can find it on the radar here. Thank you for that tip, Angela. Angela's an accomplished photographer.
Departure, sky west 3278, good night.
So let me see if I can find that flight. Let me try to filter it here.
2568, RNAV Lauren, runway 18 left, side signal.
RNAV Lauren, clear for takeoff, 18 left, American 2568.
Track 357, 850 tower, runway 18 left, line wait.
20 left, line of way, American 357.
So let's see if we can pick that up on the radar for you.
RNAV B Park, 20 left, clear for takeoff, American 357.
So we'll switch over to Flight Radar 24. And again, thank you, Angela. And where is it here?
American 2568, going to departure, what's yeah.
So there you see it. Flight number 102. It got as far as East Texas, then made a U-turn. So we'll definitely keep our eye on that aircraft. That's 767, and just for the record,
1996.
American 357.
so I guess we won't be going anywhere for a little while. Now, we don't know what kind of issue they might be having.
456, wind 100 at 11, RNAV to B Park, runway
takeoff 18 left, turn left to be parked.
That plane left Dallas Fort Worth 26 minutes ago. And again, it was on its way to Cincinnati. I guess it did leave over. It did depart here on the west side, and I don't think we caught that departure. I don't know why. We must have been sidetracked by a 747 or something. So we didn't see the departure of it, so we don't know if there was any anomalies on takeoff, but for some reason it's coming back.
15010, DFW Tower, turn right heading 190, and we're 18 left, clear signal.
Right heading 190, 18 left, clear for takeoff, Skywest 5010.
I do believe we've got a Sun Country plane coming in. It's a 737-800 series coming in from Las Vegas. One lone plane left to take off here, at least currently. This is American Eagle Flight 5010. About to make its way to Wichita Falls, Texas. Now that's a journey of about 25 minutes in the air. I dare say the taxiing time here, waiting for its place to take off, has been they've been on the ground here, I would guess, more than they'll be in the air to Wichita Falls, which is just to the northwest of here. All right, so we're on Polar Air Cargo Watch here. Again, if you're just joining us, this aircraft, a 767 cargo plane, left DFW Airport now 39 minutes ago. No, 30 minutes ago. And there you see the track. The plane is the red plane with the green tail, and it's coming back to see us. I don't see any, of course it's still probably about at least 10 minutes away, I would say. I don't see any emergency equipment aligned on the field, so I mean that's good, of course. We don't want to have any problems. My mouse keeps wanting to go 2 steps in instead of 1. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that.
We'll be departing southwest after we come back up, yes sir.
Nate84 says, good day from Sydney, Australia. Hope you're doing well. Question, does DFW have a curfew? You mean the airport, the plane spotting facility here at the Founders Plaza? And it used to be, at one time, this facility was where we are. It's called the DFW Founders Plaza. It was open, I think, dawn till dusk, and they had gates. They still have the gates on the front of the entrance here, but they seem to be always open, at least when I get here, when I come. And I come at odd hours and I leave at odd hours. So I think it seems that this place is just open 24 hours. Frontier Flight 1003 is on its way to Ontario, California. It's got Virginia the Wolf on the tail, and because we've tried to expose our lens to show you things in the dark, Virginia the Wolf is a little bit well done as far as exposure goes. So we may have to try that again during the daytime.
Ready. 1430 on that beach, on that deep part, clear for takeoff 18 left, American 1430.
So there goes the red eye to Ontario. And again, I'm sorry, where they take off there is about 2 miles away from where our lens is, and our nighttime lens is not as long as our daytime lens, so it's a little hard sometimes to make out. Yonder goes American Flight 1430 to San Francisco. It's an Airbus A321 of the Neo variety. So we've been on the air now for a little over 3 hours, and we're going to wait.
2063, Sky, you ready to roll?
Affirmative.
2063 on that beach, platform 116.
We're going to wait for the arrival of this Polar Air Cargo plane. There you see a ground operations vehicle there in the foreground.
Over to departure, good night.
So there you see Flight 102 getting closer. And if you're just tuning in, this is a Polar Air Cargo 767, which took off now 35 minutes ago from DFW. And it encountered some type of issue that led it to make the decision to turn back. Asim Yusuf says, I'm sure that the Polar Air Cargo 102 will land at 18 right. And now I do begin to see emergency vehicles making their way out.
Tower, port control. American 1599, Hotel Whiskey Foxtrot, runway 18 right. Polar 102, Tower checking.
Polar 102 Heavy, we're 10 out for 18 right.
Polar 107, welcome back, runway 18 right, clear to land, fire and emergency will be standing by.
Thank you, 18 right, clear to land, Polar 102 Heavy.
Tower, port control. Port control, Tower, loud and clear, next arrival 18 right is 767 Polar. Copy that, 18 right will close upon touchdown.
So talk about closing runways now. 18 right is where it will land. And get everything out of the way. So we just hope everything is A-OK. I do see American Airlines Flight 1599 coming over to this side for a trip to Las Vegas. I don't know if they're going to close all operations on this side of the airport.
Tower, American 1599. Tower, Apollo 12, 18 left open. Port 112, 18 left over, right? American 1599, be ready to go. Thank you, American 1599.
Okay, so it's now on final approach. And again, if you're just joining us, we are looking for the arrival of Polar Air Cargo Flight 102
Polar 102 Heavy.
coming in on an emergency landing. It left DFW Airport 39 minutes ago and circled back, and we'll be seeing it here very momentarily. There are some emergency vehicles lined up just in case. And from our vantage point, we'll be seeing it come through the trees here on its way to landing. So stand by. All got our fingers crossed. And you see an aircraft way in the distance there on the right side of your screen. That's not what we're looking for. It's going to be a 767 20th century cargo plane, Polar Air Cargo.
Just a moment, thank you, American 1599. Tower, port control, 18 right close. And 1599, we're ready. RNSB Park, clear for takeoff, 18 left, American 1599.
So that appeared to be a textbook landing. There will be some emergency vehicles following it back to the west side cargo area, if that's indeed where it goes.
We're going to be able to taxi off the runway and go back to the ramp or wherever you want.
Polar 106, you make the next right turn and Charlie to the ramp. Do you still require assistance?
Right, Charlie to ramp and negative. Polar 102.
So 42 minutes after taking off, it is back, this Polar Air Cargo 767. And they'll take a look at it and see what might have been the issue. Obviously, its landing gear was intact. I didn't get any indication of what kind of problem they might have been having, but looks like all is well. Thank you again to Angela Smith, our Runway DFW channel member and friend, for alerting us to that. And channel member Brian Henry says, well, that's always a good sight. A nice and safe touchdown.
Take care, American 1599.
Jeremy Young says, finally able to say something. Dislike the wait after subscribing that YouTube has. Either way, hello all. Runway DFW, hello mods, hello all. Jeremy, I do that. That's me doing that. I enforce a 10-minute wait between the time you subscribe and the time that you can enter the chat room. And that's just to keep out people who might want to just be nasty and are impatient and just don't want to. And so that's just to keep out, I would say, the riffraff, I guess. So I apologize for the inconvenience, but it's there for a reason, and it helps our mods because, you know, that gives them less problems to deal with. So we're glad you're here, and we won't have to wait any longer when you check into our streams. Thank you for your subscription. So there's the tail. You can see the tail still on its way in, that yellow tail there on the right behind the fence, and that's the last we'll see of it, I think. And so with that, let me look at the radar to see if there's anything that we're going to be missing out on here. I don't think so. I think we've seen it all. So there is the east tower of DFW Airport with the skyline of Dallas there in the background. And I think we're going to call it a day. So let's see what we got here. I'll play a little music because we got some people to thank. First of all, Runway DFW sponsor James Webb, who has been more than generous to us here, and so thank you, James, for everything that you've done for us. To Kevin at Airline Videos Live for supplying us with the battery power that we use to bring you this broadcast. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much, Kevin. We'll see you next week, next Friday. And we thank the Runway DFW Moderation Federation, who stand guard with their fingers on the keyboard, making sure that you have a good experience here at Runway DFW. And now we are going to say thank you to all the people who are the members of our channel. Well, you know what that music means. It means we're about to say goodnight. And once again, thank you to all for watching. Thank you to our new viewers and our new subscribers. Been happy to have you here with us, and hope to see you again soon. We'll be back sometime, maybe Sunday morning. Sunday morning seems to be a good time for us. So watch out for our notification for Sunday morning. Kind of doing a pre-game show for our friends at Airline Videos Live. We'll usually start about 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. Central Time. So hey, so be alert for that. And happy contrails to you until we meet again. Thank you so much again, everybody, and we'll see you next time on Runway DFW. I did want to say thank you to David Hanley for a $5 super chat. Thanks for staying up late, Walt. Always nice to wind down the week with some great DFW action. Best wishes from Fruta, Colorado. Thank you, David.
Overseas acts and promotional consideration furnished by Pan American World Airways, the world's most experienced airline. Pan Am makes the going great. This is Dick Tufeld speaking.